The mission was called the Vegan Express, a 5,837.11 mile bike ride from Key West, Florida, all the way to the top of Alaska, Prudhoe Bay, where the roads end and the Arctic Ocean begins.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No bullshit.
Wow, you see that can of beans? Ate that for dinner, left the open can in my tent, and I got covered in ants, along with all my stuff, including my toothbrush.
Hey everyone, this is Alexander Pickoff, vlog 1, day 3 of the bike trip. I decided that I'm going to just start talking to the camera and just saying whatever's on my mind and posting it on the internet within reason.
And day number 3 is officially over, so now it's time to drown myself in bug spray and sleep in the back of an AutoZone parking lot. Should be a good night. Tell them where we are, Mikey.
We are in Cocoa Beach. My name is Michael Catita, and right here is Joseph Catita.
Joseph Steele. It's Joseph Steele.
Steele. And we are in Cocoa Beach. I don't know if I already said that, but yeah, we're in the hot tub.
Okay, I'm here with, state your name.
Michael Catita.
And he's gonna come with me to Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been working on his endurance, right?
Yep.
Want to tell them about your workout plan?
Run to Alaska every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Do you take any days off?
No.
No days off, right? Because that would be bullshit.
That would be BS.
Everybody, this is Judy from France. She's riding her bike from Key West to Montreal. Why are you doing this, Judy?
Because it is my dream!
Look at her, she's pimped out. She has all this stuff in the back. Completely reclined, a little more comfortable than I am, for sure.
Day 5 is done. Now I'm just hanging out by a dumpster, eating dinner. Today will actually be my biggest caloric intake of the trip, so I'm very excited about that. As far as why I'm by a dumpster, the closer you are to a dumpster, the less likely people are to wake you up to ask if you're okay. So I picked an abandoned parking lot, 3 units for sale, and I'm just going to spend the night here and get back to it tomorrow. We're going to Jacksonville.
We had our first major breakdown. It's okay though, you have to adapt. No bullshit. We're going to Alaska. Alaska! Wow!
And this is mine. I'm trying to hit 8,000, so yeah, vegan pizza. On night number 6, I crashed with my friend Fernando at the Jacksonville Navy base and then made my way to Georgia. We just finished day 7, and tonight we are at a church in a grass field, and I have my tent set up because it's actually cold enough. And I have a thing of bagels. I'm going to try to eat them all. Good night. Amen. And we are in rural Georgia on this highway. I forgot the name of it. And I decided to take a nap because I miss kindergarten, and it's pretty much the same thing. I just laid down and went to bed. This is horrendous. Kindergarten was a little nicer. Hi everyone, welcome to another nighttime vlog with yours truly. We just finished day 8 and we set up camp in an abandoned parking lot off the side of Interstate 75. in Georgia. And for dinner we have a can of beans and a loaf of bread. That's it. Good night, everyone. Day number 9, and we set up camp, and I don't even know, it's just like a big building. And we actually had 3 flat tires today. It's kind of annoying, but whether you have 1 flat tire or a million, the Arctic Ocean is still 5,000 miles away, so it's really not worth being annoyed about. You just kind of have to deal with it as it comes. Tomorrow we have a half day, which I'm pretty excited about. And yeah, that's it. Good night, everybody.
We're back on foot again. I'm just trying to get to a bike shop so I can diagnose the issue and get back rolling as quickly as possible so I can get to Alaska as quickly as possible. Oh, bullshit.
Friend Ben,
What's up?
you want to tell them about the experience?
Met this dude in line driving across America, and he's about to eat 5 burritos from Chipotle.
And a bag of chips and a beer.
You're an animal, bro. You're an animal.
Nice
Nice to meet you. Best of luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you.
Hello everyone, this is Alexander Peckoff. I was just on the phone with my cousin Dylan, and apparently people in my hometown are taking bets on whether I'm going to make it to the Arctic Ocean or not, and I'm surprised to hear it's tied at 50-50. It seems pretty obvious that I'm going to make it, so to the people who bet against me, this right here is a trash can. It's something you should get familiar with because you may as well put your money in there right now. I didn't start this trip to fail it. I will make it to the Arctic Ocean. Now for dinner, I have tofu, some spaghetti, some leaves, 2 apples, 3 avocados, juice, almond milk, and strawberries. I'm going to try to eat it all and then start biking north toward Nashville tonight, put in like 30 to 50 miles, and then hit it hard tomorrow. It's been a good recovery day. Thank you, Savannah, for letting me use your apartment. It's been lovely. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, welcome to another nighttime vlog. We just finished day 13 and set up camp in the back of a liquor store, which is normally awesome because liquor stores don't open till later in the day, so there's a low chance you're getting kicked out. However, a police officer just drove by, not to kick me out, but to tell me that there was an armed robbery a few blocks up, and he just busted someone with a stolen vehicle, and he said this is not a good part of Nashville, and he would highly suggest I leave and go sleep somewhere else, anywhere else. I'm going to take his advice and get out of here. Also, don't know what this means. There was a watermelon smashing in the parking lot at this liquor store. Yeah, it's significant. There's also a lot of cats. I'm just going to leave, go somewhere else, somewhere safer. Stay vegan. Hi everyone, time for an update. I did find a safe place. I'm at a truck stop on the side of Interstate 24, and I'm going to sleep on this patch of grass right here. There's a guardrail, so no one will really see me. I'm not going to set up the tent, though, just in case I need to leave early for some reason. I'm just going to sleep on the ground tonight. I am able to stay at hotels some nights. I was going to save it for a few nights down the road. I didn't want to waste it tonight because it's already like 1:15 in the morning, and it'd just be a waste of $60. So, yeah, sleeping on the ground. And good night, everybody. Stay safe. We're going to Alaska. Bye-bye. To a nighttime vlog. I'm here with my friends in Elkton.
Hello.
Y'all want to introduce yourself to the people back home?
I'm Chris Carver.
I'm Adam Perry.
Adam Perry, okay.
Brian Willis.
Jace Paul.
I'm
The girls?
Abigail Orr.
I'm Liza.
And they go to school in Kentucky, right?
Yeah,
sir.
I go
Something like
to
that.
Burlington.
Yeah.
Bunch of country bumpkins down here.
Yeah, country.
Not many vegans, they said.
No, I only know one.
So we just set up camp at a gas station because there's an outdoor outlet, which as a homeless cyclist is pretty much gold. Yeah, so we just got the pad, and for dinner I'm having peanut butter and jelly and chips. Yeah, so I'm just going to sleep here probably for like 4-ish hours till the sun comes up, and then I'm going to book it to Indiana. Good night, everybody. I received a warm welcome into Kentucky by these people in the Elkton Town Square. We became friends, talked a lot, they even directed me to where I can get water. Then I slept at a gas station and was woken up by this police officer named Leo. Unfortunately, he had to make me leave because a bunch of people were calling the police, but he was a very nice guy. We had a long conversation about the military and about my bike ride, and he took great interest in my journey, and we have continued to stay in touch. You want to tell the camera where you're from? I'm here with my new friend. His name is Bruce. You want to tell me a little bit about yourself? Okay, so this is Bruce from Kentucky. He's a lawyer, 6-time Olympic 10K gold medalist. He's a pro at dodging traffic. Ah, there he is! We're going a whopping 7.3 miles per hour. Woo! Yeah, Bruce knows what's up. Come on, buddy! Let's go! We have to get to Alaska! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. I'm nervous that you are nowhere near your home. Hi everyone. Tonight we'll be talking about my encounters with the police. So basically what happens when you sleep outside is people get very nervous and they call the police on you. And then the police come and they wake you up and say, "Sir, what are you doing?" And then I roll off the ground all disoriented and just say, "I'm biking to Alaska." And normally the police think I'm nuts and they get nervous, but then after talking to me for a little while they think it's really cool and then we become friends, but I still have to leave, and yeah, it's just whatever. But tonight we are behind a Mexican restaurant that's abandoned, so I'm hoping no one will find me or call the police on me, and yeah, should be a good night. Bye bye. It's a good day to be on Highway 41 in Indiana. Believe it or not, I'm actually pretty sore right now. It's just like starting to hit me. So I'm only doing 65 miles today, and then I'm going to use one of my hotels. I'm going to shower and do laundry for the first time since Atlanta, Georgia. So as you can imagine, I'm pretty disgusting, and I do feel absolutely ridiculous, but that's okay. I knew what I was getting into, so I'm just going to spend the rest of the night recovering once I get to Vincennes, Indiana. And then I'm going to bang out another century tomorrow because the Arctic Ocean is still 4,330 miles away. So stay safe, everybody. Hotel was nice, but we're back on the streets. Welcome to another nighttime vlog. We just finished day 17, and we're on the side of Highway 63 where I set up camp. And for dinner we have some soup, harvest carrot and ginger, because I'm a vegan. And we have some cinnamon raisin bagels and some Skippy, and I'm just going to try to consume about like 3,000 to 4,000 calories right now and then pass out on the ground because I'm on vacation. Stay safe, everybody. We just finished day 18, and I have a story about the sandwich. So basically I was very tired today, and I was just sloshing through miles, so I decided to take a break and make a sandwich. So I make the sandwich, and as I'm getting ready to eat it, I take an overconfident step and just fall straight to the ground. And I drop the sandwich and all of its contents onto the floor. This moment, I realize exactly how much biking I've been doing. But that's okay. I didn't panic. I started by picking up the bread. Then I took a napkin and scraped up all the contents of the sandwich, put it back on the bread, remade the sandwich, and then ate the sandwich, got back on my bike, and finished the day. So I like to think of this sandwich as a metaphor for life, because there are going to be days where you drop the sandwich, but it's not about trying not to drop the sandwich, it's about picking it up quickly and eating it so you can get back to what you were doing. Yeah, so I managed to slog through 80 miles. It sucked. I'm very sore, but in reality the game is all mental, and I'll never quit. So I hope everyone's enjoying their Memorial Day weekend. Tomorrow I just have an easy 60 miles to cruise into Chicago, and then we're right back in the triple digits on Monday. That's it. Stay safe, everybody. Bye.
Now you might be asking yourself why my tent was set up next to a gas pump. Well, I'm going to read my journal entry from that night. On the night of May 25th, I set up camp under a tree in a grass field. Lightning and rain moved in. I was not safe. I was debating staying warm and comfy in my tent or getting up and getting cold and wet to find shelter. I then got up and made 3 barefoot quarter-mile treks to a gas station where I set up camp at an abandoned pump. The people at the station were very nice and didn't mind.
We have a little predicament. The tire on my trailer went flat, and the valve on the tube is not your typical road bike valve, so my hand pump cannot fit on it, and therefore I cannot repair it. So now we begin operation Find a Pump. Okay, we have a solution in place. I just came to a gas station. I'm going to use an air compressor to fix the tire, and I'm going to get an adapter at a bike shop for my pump so this doesn't happen again. We had some interesting encounters on the way here, but more on that later, once I'm rolling again. Peace out. Hello, I'm in Wisconsin. I got some messages because I haven't updated in a while and just wanted to let everyone know I am okay. My phone just broke, so I got it replaced today and I'm back on the grid. Headed toward Prairie du Sac to my friend Hayden's house, where I'm going to rest up tomorrow. As you can see by my hair, I have a bit of a tailwind, so I'm just gonna stay up till 4 in the morning and ride all night, take full advantage of that. Stay safe, everybody. Bye. Hi everyone, tonight we're at a Country Inn & Suites because they're offering a special promotion where you could sleep in the bushes on the side of the interstate for free. So now it's time to just eat as many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as I can and then go to bed. Stay safe.
I almost got this box made.
Hello, yesterday was a really important day of the trip. I spent 6 hours in a bike shop learning how to fix anything that could go wrong. I met these really awesome people who taught me how to fix derailleurs, fix chains, true wheels, and so I did it all to my bike, and then as customers came in, I would help them. So I was working there for free basically, but it was really good preparation for Alaska when there's going to be no bike shops for very long periods of time. And now I'm just taking a complete day off at my friend's house in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin. I'm just going to focus on injury prevention. And then tomorrow we'll get back to it. Total mileage for the trip is 1,830, which averages 83 miles a day for the past 22 straight days. I'm excited to recover. And tomorrow we just begin a push to Canada. All we have left is Minnesota and North Dakota. So stay safe, everybody.
They call it America's Last Frontier. 500,000 square miles of wilderness. This is Alaska. Home to some of the hardiest animals on the planet. Alaskan seasons run fast and furious.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Bedtime with Alexander. Tonight I'm in my tent in a law firm parking lot. It was very buggy outside, that's why I'm doing the vlog in here. There's also a lot of raccoons, so I set up my food bag outside the tent, just touching it though. So it's all locked up, they won't be able to get in, but if they do, come and like scratch at it, it'll wake me up and I could just kick them. It's right by my feet. I figured that was the most logical solution. There's a Hampton Inn across the street, but we don't want to get soft, so I'm sleeping in a tent. And I rode my bike today, and I'm going to ride my bike tomorrow and the next day, and we're going to Minnesota tomorrow. We're in Minnesota, and let's talk about money. So I was talking to Dylan, my cousin, who's running all the bets back home, and apparently a few people who bet against me asked for their money back. And I'm going to explain today why that's a smart choice and squash any remaining doubt that may be held among anybody. So what I'm going to do is ride my bike to Alaska, then I'm going to keep going and enter the Arctic Circle, a land where the sun will never set, and then I will keep going even further to submerge my body in the frigid waters of the Arctic Ocean. Now, why will I do this? Why do I know I will achieve this? Because I don't care if this is the best summer of my life or the worst summer of my life. I don't care about soreness or the fatigue. I don't even care about my health. I am here to get the job done by whatever means necessary. My body, see these legs? They're irrelevant because it's all mental. So make sure your money's in the right place, people. That's all I'm here for. Minnesota's nice. We had some hills coming out of the Mississippi River, but it's pretty smooth now, and we have a pit stop tomorrow. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Stay safe, everybody.
June 2nd, 2019, I rode the long gravel roads through the plains of Minnesota to get to my new friend Brent's house. About 2 weeks ago, professional UFC fighter Gregor Gillespie gave me a shout out on his Instagram, which caught the attention of my new friend Brent. Brent reached out to me and welcomed me to crash at his place. First, we drove around in his dad's 1924 Model T. Then, him and his family showed me how to find and pick asparagus in the bushes. And then we shot guns. Brent taught me the basics of gun handling with a semi-automatic handgun, a 12-gauge shotgun, and a semi-automatic rifle. For this, I hadn't had any formal training with firearms, so thank you, Brent, and I'm glad I met you.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Bedtime Chronicles with the Vegan Express. We're at that point in the trip where things are starting to change dramatically in terms of the weather, the terrain, and the obstacles to come. So I've been trying to learn as much as I can from the locals who are familiar with what's ahead of me, and they've had so much great advice to offer. And in terms of my body, today was the first day, maybe since Fort Lauderdale, Florida, that I woke up and was like, wow, I feel like biking today, which is a good sign. This is becoming more than a workout. It's my lifestyle now. This is just what I do. I wake up, I bike, I eat, and then go to sleep on the ground wherever I am, and then repeat. My body's adapting. I'm starting to feel better. And so now the mission is to just complete the continental U.S. as quickly as possible. I'm going to crank up the intensity and just push it to Canada. Now I'm going to eat a ton of spaghetti and pass out. Stay safe, everybody.
Where are you coming from?
U.S.
Okay. Where are you heading?
Alaska.
Oh, wow. Depending on how you hit it.
Here you go, sir. Thank you.
We're dealing with 2 tornadoes about 25 miles northwest of here. It's starting to hail.
Wish you could have seen that it was perfect how it was.
June 4th, 2019, we are hit with tornadoes. Fortunately, I did not come into any close contact with the twisters, but remember my friend Brent from before? He was driving in the area and happened to catch a video of the funnel, and he sent it to me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairytales with Alexander Pekoff. Tonight I have Gatorade with protein powder and soup for dinner, and we set up camp in a big open field. So I'm going to eat as quickly as possible so I could get to sleep. And then tomorrow we will hit North Dakota. And then the push to Canada will continue. Stay safe. Hello everyone, I just stopped for a water break. And as you can see, I'm running pretty low. So I might need to filter water for the first time today. I just took refuge in this train. It's impressively ginormous and it's not going anywhere. So it's a good place to get in the shade for a while. And that right there, way off in the distance, that's North Dakota. But we're not going to cross yet. We're going to cross further north near Fargo. So now I'm just going to chill out here for a little bit and then get back to it. Stay safe, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome to another bedtime story with Alexander. Tonight I took refuge in a conveniently placed rest stop. There are a lot of thunderstorms outside that will be going on until the morning, so I'm sleeping inside tonight. I was taking a nap on the side of the road earlier, and I was safe. I was way off the road, but people still called the police, and they sent 3 police cars and an ambulance to the rescue, 8 emergency responders. I'm surprised they didn't just send a SWAT team, but yeah, everything was good. They just woke me up, and I was like, yeah, I'm biking to Alaska, and they asked some questions, and they actually took interest in my journey, and it was fun to talk to them. So that was cool. But just to prevent worry tonight, I set up my tent just so no one sees me lying on the floor. And I mean, it blends right in. No one will even notice. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. Stay safe, everybody. In a downpour. I would have Thunderstruck on loop, but my speaker battery is dead. Elemental. Oh, thank you. I'll be good. I'll be okay. Yeah, thank you for pulling over. I'm gonna take refuge under this bridge for a little bit. It's surprisingly cold, and we wait. Just left the bridge. We made it to the shelter. Hello everyone, tonight I'm in a hotel room thanks to some family friends, Mike and Gail Agostinaccio. They surprised me with some hotel money the other day, and since today was a rough day, I decided to use it. Thank you guys so much. It really means a lot. So now I'm going to go downstairs to the hot tub and stretch, do about an hour and a half of injury prevention exercises, get my body back up to at least 85% so that I can hit it really hard tomorrow. The weather's supposed to be nice, and I mean, I even got a protein shake, so you know I mean business. That's it. Stay safe, everybody. We had a pretty interesting day today. The North Dakota wind just does not let up. It was blowing on me all day. As you can see, my nose has been bleeding constantly just because of the cold air hitting it. For the first 68 miles, I was averaging about 8.7 miles per hour, which can get very frustrating. But what I want to talk about tonight is appreciating your current obstacles, because it's only going to get worse. So back in Florida, my main obstacle was the heat. And I was sweating and, dehydrated. It was hard to eat, hard to sleep. But now in the Great Plains, I've been hit with tornadoes, thunderstorms, and the most relentless wind I've ever felt. And I look back and I'm like, wow, that Florida heat, I would take it in a heartbeat. It really wasn't that bad. And then pretty soon, I know I'll be in the Canadian Rockies, and those mountains are going to make this wind look like a joke, and I'm going to think, wow, that breeze really wasn't that bad. And then I'll enter the Arctic Circle and face the most intense conditions I've ever experienced. And then I'll think, wow, you know, the Canadian Rockies, that speed bump, it really wasn't that bad. So what I'm saying is, while you have the obstacle, appreciate it, because it could always be worse. There's always someone out there who will enter your situation, laugh at it, and do it easily. So I just like to remind myself that when I have an obstacle, I put it in perspective. I imagine the future, more difficult obstacles pointing and laughing at me. I imagine that stronger individual stepping into my shoes and pointing and laughing at me. And then, most importantly, I laugh at myself, because I honestly think this whole thing is absolutely hilarious. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's very funny to me. And whenever an obstacle comes up, I try to laugh about it, because obstacles are what make life so interesting, and they're pretty freaking funny. Stay safe, everybody. Hello, everyone. Today our camp was raided by ticks, so I have to go through every article of clothing, every bag, and most importantly, all my camping gear. And, let's see if we could find one. And, immediately we spotted one. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a closer look. There he is. So I'm getting rid of him in the shower so I could wash him down the drain. Basically, oh geez, it's lodged in there. Okay, well, we'll take care of that. So basically I woke up this morning and they were crawling all up the tent. A few got inside, and when I exited, they were crawling up my legs and arms. And I brushed them off and I checked myself at a gas station. I'm completely clear, but just to be safe, I'll get an antibiotic tomorrow in Minot. So tomorrow we just have an easy 17 miles to get to Minot, where I'm staying with a friend's uncle, and I'm just gonna do laundry, get groceries, get everything ready for Canada. I'll also get this antibiotic. And then the next day we'll begin our final push to Canada. I was able to get a motel room tonight. It's a cheap one on some dirt road in rural North Dakota, so it didn't break the bank or anything. And it's a good place, so I could sift through all my junk and get rid of these ticks. That's it. Stay safe, everybody.
In Minot, North Dakota, I stayed with Brent's aunt and uncle, Al and Connie Bulow. Connie is here depicted holding the no bullshit sign. Upon arrival, they were a little bit confused by me. They were a traditional North Dakota family, and here I am, a long-haired vegan on a bicycle who just came from Florida. In addition, they didn't really understand what Instagram was, nor did they know what a UFC fighter was, so they were very confused on how I met their nephew Brent. But nonetheless, despite the confusion, they were very hospitable and they took me in immediately. I stayed there for 2 nights, and one of the nights they took me to church and I played with their grandkids in the parking lot. We played tag and handball, and we're pretty much playing all night. It was very fun and very refreshing.
Action. Welcome to another nighttime vlog. I'm here with special guest. Want to introduce yourself?
I am Ethan Bulow, and hi is Titus Bulow. Who are you?
Alright, you want to tell everyone about yourselves, besides the fact that you live in the woods?
Just saying, you're my guest. We live in North Dakota and it is freezing cold here. Do not live here.
Any last words, Titus?
Last words.
Or not last words?
Tree houses for myself, of course.
Yay!
It is June 13th, 2019, and we are once again hit with thunderstorms. Now, after the sun set, we were hit with another batch of thunderstorms, and it would have been dangerous to set up my tent. Luckily, I was passing a local bar in Bowbells, North Dakota, so I decided to stop in.
Ever since I left the city,
Bowbells, North Dakota. Yeah.
I'm not a celebrity like you.
Right, we're following the yellow truck because we got a place to stay tonight. Perfect. So as you could see, I went home with this man in the yellow truck. He got wind of what I was doing and he came over to me and offered me a place to stay, and I took him up on it. It was better than sleeping outside in a thunderstorm, right? I didn't sleep too well that night. When we got to his house, he showed me around, and then we were sitting on the couch hanging out. He was really drunk and he just mentioned that he was a felon. And now, my first thought when someone tells me they're a felon and I'm in their house is, what did you do? So I lied and told him I was a felon as well. You know, he didn't only tell me what he did, but he told me pretty much his whole life story, and I have to say it was pretty intense. I don't feel comfortable sharing it online as a courtesy to him, so if one day I'm watching this with my kids, you guys could pause it right now. I'll tell you everything he said, but I'm not going to put it on YouTube. Anyway, here's the video of him showing me around the house.
All you need is sleeping gear. All you need.
All I need is my sleeping gear.
That's all you need.
Perfect.
I don't have blankets or nothing for you.
Show me what we got up here.
Yeah, we got 2 bedrooms up here and 1 downstairs, and I'm planning on sleeping on the couch. Thank you. That way.
Just a quick question. How'd you drive here? You're pretty drunk.
Shut up. Yeah, fucking check it out, man. It's a nice room, right?
Yeah, this is beautiful. You even got a mattress.
No, I got a mattress. Come on. And I'm drunk. Quick. And you can stay here to the end of the month if you want to.
To the end of the month?
Yep. Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
I slept in the bed more than once. It's up to you to wash the sheets. I got a washer and a dryer. I'm an electrician by trade. Flip the TV on. There's a refrigerator, washer and dryer, everything you need.
Where do you live, sir? What's the purpose of the trip today?
I'm going on a bike ride.
Where are you headed?
Alaska.
Are you biking the whole way up here?
Yes.
When's the last time you were in Canada?
August of 2017.
Are you stopping to meet up with anyone? How long are you going to be in Canada for?
30 days.
Any food, plants, animals with you?
No.
Any alcohol or tobacco?
No.
Any firearms or weapons? Anything like tasers, pepper spray, mace, switchblades?
Sleeping bag, sleeping pad.
Canvas-related products?
No.
You said no firearms or weapons, right?
No.
Anything like pepper spray, mace, switchblades, ammunition?
I have
magazines?
bear spray.
And how much cash are you traveling with? Head to the left over there, head to the office behind me, okay?
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Bedtime with Alexander. The continental United States is finished. Total mileage from Key West, Florida through Portal, North Dakota was 2,690.82 miles. Tonight's been interesting. I set up camp like a ways back there and my bike got stuck in a bunch of mud, so I had to push that out. And then I set up the tent, and then once it was set up I realized that there was a big sign that said poisonous gas, H2S, so I had to move. I picked up the tent and walked about a half a mile to my new spot, which you probably can't see. And then I hear howls, a bunch of really nice howls. It sounded like a big pack of something. I don't know what. I'm not really worried about the wildlife yet because I'm still in Saskatchewan, but you know, it's never too early to form a good habit, so I'll be sleeping with my little air horn. So if they try to mess with me, they'll be hearing that. So yeah, hear that? It sucks. I hate that sound. Yeah, I have mace. I'm not gonna sleep with it yet though. I want to read the directions on the bottle first, and tonight's not the night for that. So we'll be sleeping with that once we get to Alberta. And that's it. Stay safe, everybody.
That's about a lot fucking farther than I
I'm in my tent. While I was biking, I heard a bunch of noise, so I pulled over, and there was this curling rink, and a huge party was going on, as you guys just saw. And they were very nice. They said I could set up my tent on the front lawn, so I did. Stay safe. Hello, it is really cold outside, like really cold. So I'm just in my sleeping bag, trying to warm up. I got that persistent chill that's hard to shake, you know. But it's good. It reminds me that I could feel, and I like feeling. That's it. Stay safe.
Turn left onto Stoozleman Pedway.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Bedtime. I found an abandoned bar with a deck, so I'm gonna stretch out for the next hour and a half. I have a really bad cramp going on. Around mile 60, I stopped to pee, and my leg just sort of gave out when I put it down. So I laid down on the dirt road for a while, just kind of stretched, let it do whatever it has to do to recover, and then I slugged through the last 20 miles. I didn't want to do any less than 80, so it was unpleasant, but that's okay. I don't care how long it takes now. I've had this issue before and I know exactly how to fix it. So I'm going to get it fully better, and then tomorrow we're going to push to Alberta. Because, Saskatchewan is great, but I'm still a little bit further from Alaska than I would like to be. So we're going to make some progress. Stay safe. Hello everyone, welcome to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is the last big city before the Rocky Mountains, so I'm taking the day off. I have a hotel, so it's been pretty nice. The next few hours are dedicated to complete mountain prep, so I'm getting warmer clothes. I don't even have pants, so I'm gonna get pants and underlayer, going to tune up the bike, get it all washed and lubed and ready to go. And then once I get that done, I'm just gonna explore, gallivant, and have some fun. Stay safe, everybody.
Yo, I'm with my friend Tony.
What's up, Alex? Welcome to Canada.
Thank you. He just hooked me up with a free lift.
Sure,
Goodwill?
Goodwill?
What is it?
Good life. Good life.
Not Goodwill. Good life.
Good life. Yeah.
Thanks,
Catch you later, man.
Peace out.
Okay, we got a beet burger, some sweet potatoes, and a smoothie. And get this, the smoothie has maple syrup in it. Go figure. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairytales. Just a little equipment update. I have some bear spray here, and I know it works because I had it in my cup holder and I leaned my bike against the wall, but I didn't lean it well enough. So the bike tipped and the bear mace went off and it sprayed against the wall, which then projected into my face. And it hurt. I got some in my left eye. My right eye seemed to be okay, but my face stings and I was coughing and sneezing a lot. But my friend pointed out that it's the most vegan thing anyone could ever do, because now I'll understand how the bear feels. It sucks. I wouldn't want to be the bear. But in addition, this is my main food sack, and I attached a rope to it, so I'm going to start hanging it from trees, because we're at that point of the trip. And then my backup food supply is in here. This is a bear canister. So I'm calling this my backup food supply because I'm not going to touch it unless there's an emergency. I have 12 bagels and 40 ounces of peanut butter in here. This is going to be mainly what I eat out of, but this is more likely to get raided. Therefore, in the event that I did lose my food, I always have a backup, enough to get to a place where I can get some more food. So based on talking to people in Edmonton, it gets pretty empty after this. It's, you know, I'm just going to have a little bit more plains and then you hit the Rocky Mountains. I decided to spend another night here because I didn't get much done in terms of bike prep yesterday. I kind of just wandered around and saw entertainment all day. So yeah, I'm going to replace the brakes, lube up the chain. I don't have a front brake currently. I've been riding without one because it fell off. So I'm going to do all that stuff and get going really early tomorrow. So it'll be a big day. And then, yeah, stay safe, everyone. Hello, everyone. Look what we just found. This could be useful. Hey, guys. No, don't worry. I'm a vegan. Oh, they're coming back. Yes, I'm a vegan. Hi everyone, tonight I'm coming at you from my tent. I have an interesting bedtime story. I pulled off the main highway down this dirt road to go set up camp, and this guy pulls over and warns me that there's a bear and her cubs about 8 kilometers down the road. And then he shows me the video he took with his phone, and you just see this fat grizzly bear just run up to the truck and go, she went right up to the truck. And it was a cool video from a pickup truck, but I can't help but to think, like, wow, what if that was me in my tent? It's just like, it's becoming real now that, like, I'm gonna be in bear country for about 30 days, completely exposed, and I'm pretty much statistically, I'm like guaranteed to have an encounter at some point. So I just hope that I'm prepared when the time comes. For tonight, I have my air horn right here, and I have mace outside the tent in my shoe. Yeah, I put the mace outside the tent because first, I'm going to have to be outside the tent to use it anyway, and I don't want to risk another incident of me, you know, spraying myself when I'm inside my tent. That would just be awful. So I took that guy's advice and set up camp near the main road. That's why you can kind of hear cars swishing by. Bears don't like noise, so I'm as safe as I can be. And it's getting pretty interesting. I'm not in the Rockies yet, but I'm close. As you guys saw, I gained about 5,000 feet today, which is, I'm not sure if that's the most, but it's definitely the most I've had in a while. So I'm in like the foothills, no jagged peaks yet. But this is the part of the ride I'm the most excited for. I can't wait to get into the actual mountains. Stay safe, everybody. Upon arriving in the town of Valley View, Alberta, I stopped at this subway, and I'm just going to read my journal entry from that day because it'll tell the whole story. Last night I made it to the small town of Valley View, Alberta, where I stopped at a subway to fill up my water bottle. The 2 employees were curious and asked where I came from. Once I said Florida, they invited me to rest and gave me a free dinner. The man behind the counter, Aroon, offered me a place to stay. I stayed until closing and then we rode bikes to his building. He is an immigrant from India. He tried to come to the United States, but the country did not let him in. He came to Canada instead. His goal is to start a business and make enough money so that his wife and son can leave India and come live with him. He has an outstanding work ethic, and I am confident he'll make it happen. In the morning we made Indian vegan food, as he is also a vegan. The woman, Julia, is Native American. She warned me that camping near the reservation is dangerous and I should be more concerned with being robbed than being attacked by a bear. So just for context, Valley View, Alberta is located near a Native American reservation. It is amazing how the atrocities of the past have had such terrible effects on their upbringing. Drug abuse, crime, and alcoholism plague the small community. So what do you think is a bigger problem out here, the meth addicts or the bears?
They are the drug dealers and he didn't pay his money back. So he killed him, that's it.
Damn.
So my son, I'm aiming to make him a good cricket player.
Nice. How old is he?
He's just now 1.5 years.
The most dangerous part was South Chicago. He come up to me and threatened me and told me to get the fuck off his block. He had drugs in his...
Whether I'm safe to travel, I mean from subway to town, he said...
Yeah. I came from Key West, Florida.
Holy jumping.
Whitehorse and then over to Fairbanks.
Joking with y'all. No, I can walk.
Oh, this is perfect.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. Today I spent most of the day in a bike shop getting things fixed. It's been a long time since I've had a real tune-up, so the bike was in pretty bad shape. But I got it all ready, it's good to go for the Rockies. And I lost a lot of daylight. I left the bike shop around 4 p.m., but my goal was to just make it to British Columbia before sundown, and I did. So yeah, now as far as camping goes, the woods are getting pretty thick, so before I go to bed I'm going to walk all my food about a quarter mile away and hide it, and then I'll come back, set up camp. And tomorrow's a special day. We'll hit Dawson Creek, which is the start of the Alaska Highway. So tomorrow I'm going to turn right, and I'm going to be on that same road for about 3 weeks as I carve through the Rocky Mountains. That's it. Stay safe, everybody. We have our first bear sighting. Looks like a black bear. Just eating some grass. Doesn't care too much about me. I'm about 100 feet away. Pretty cool. Welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. I'm here with some very special guests. You want to explain what this place is?
Hey, this is, no, I can't do this.
Take action. No,
Take two.
Take two.
Send it that way.
So we're here in Pink Mountain, BC. We're in
You
we're
have
at
to
camp.
say I'm John Wayne.
I'm John Wayne.
Yeah. First.
John Wayne. That's a buffalo, and we're at a work site here.
What do you guys do for work?
We're surveyors. We work on pipelines.
We're the best.
We work, yeah. Work pretty hard, yeah.
So now these guys found me a vacant room that is not being rented. So I'm going to sleep there for free. Is that right, guys?
That is right. Breakfast out of it.
Yeah,
oh, yes.
exactly.
They even hooked me up with some of this.
If that is a panel, there's always a couch here.
Yeah, I'm lucky I stopped here.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's wild.
Oh, they passed me in my tent this morning. Yeah, what was the dialogue in the car like?
Oh, yeah. I said, that looks like a shitty spot to set up a tent.
Right.
And Elvis didn't believe it.
He's like,
He
no.
thought- He goes, people set up tents over riser sites all the time.
You see, sometimes Biggs, riser sites, they need tents. I was sitting in the back seat, like, I don't remember hearing this ever.
Yeah.
About tents over riser sites.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's like a tent. Yeah. And lo and behold, you were sleeping.
That was me. All right, now you got to tell the crowd to stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Sleep tight.
Somewhere down
Iron doesn't even have a desk in it.
So basically, the doorknob is broken, so they're not renting out this room, so I'm just going to crash in here and get out of here early and not tell anybody, and no one's going to find out. You guys are awesome. Alright, we got a bear on the road. I'm going to stop. Wow. Yep, that's a bear. Just gonna wait this one out. Hey, what's up? Oh, okay, cool. Thank you. You too. Wow, what a homie! Second bear sighting of the day.
The pain is deep. It seems the feelings that she had her through.
It feels weird camping outside, knowing there's so many bears around and there's so much wildlife, but it doesn't really help to worry about something you can't control. I took the necessary precautions and I'm just gonna go to bed. I'm like too tired to stay awake anyway.
Ontario.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. I know it's been a while. I'm officially off the grid. There's no more service on the Alaska Highway. And now I'm making a push toward the Yukon Territory, where there's going to be really big dead zones where you guys aren't going to hear from me for a pretty long time. I know, I'll miss you too. But whenever I'm able to get Wi-Fi, like tonight, I'll send updates. Today I just went into this campsite and asked the guy in an RV for the Wi-Fi password, and then I set up camp kind of in the woods next to the campsite, so I could tell you guys a fairy tale before bed. So I met this guy. He was driving a motorcycle, and he asked me what I was carrying my food in, and I showed him I had the bear canister and the sack with the rope on it. And he said the sack won't last and I should just get rid of it. So I put as much as I could in the canister and got rid of the sack. So I don't know. Hopefully it's enough. I might lose a little weight at this point, but that's okay. Let's see. He did say he's been to Prudhoe Bay before, and that's actually where he was headed. And he told me that in the Arctic Circle, you can carry as much food as you want because the bears are white and you're the food, is what he said to me. Yeah, he said that a polar bear will rip you apart and destroy you. And then he asked what my plan was. And, like, you know, I obviously don't have a plan to deal. Like, if there was a polar bear running full speed through the Alaskan tundra, do you think I'm just going to revert to my plan? But yeah, I'm not too worried about polar bears. Like, when's the last time you heard in the news, man gets ripped up and destroyed by polar bear? It's just like, it doesn't happen, so I'm not worried about it. But let's see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you guys. Oh, the bear count is up to 8. I saw 4 more bears. The black bears around here, they really don't care about you. One startled me. It just like ran straight across the road in front of me, came out of nowhere, but yeah. And I'm officially in the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, we got some jagged rocks, cliffs, peaks. So the scenery is pretty cool, and it's very distracting too, but I'm having a lot more fun. Anyway, now that's when I tell you to stay safe. So stay safe, everybody. So around this time I was approaching Muncho Lake in British Columbia, and I really wanted to go on a boat ride. So I went onto this campground and I asked these 2 people, Kent and Linda, if they knew where I could go on a boat ride. But we ended up talking for a while and they asked about my journey, told them all about it, and then Kent offered to take me on a boat ride on his boat. So we went on a boat ride and it was awesome. And then we hung out, had some drinks, and they gave me peanut butter and jelly and also gave me some advice on bear safety and some recommendations of a place I could stop in the future. Liard Hot Springs. It was awesome. So we have continued to stay in touch, and Linda watches all of my vlogs. So she's probably watching this. So to Kent and Linda, thank you so much. It was really great meeting you. And now we're on to the Yukon Territory.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. Today I'm in a small town called Watson Lake in the Yukon Territory. They have a restaurant, a grocery store, and cell service, so I could tell a fairy tale. So this morning I woke up very hungry, starving. We'll get to why that is in a minute. But yeah, I'm just like kind of waddling around town looking for some food, and these people call me over and they're like, hey, we're headed to the soup kitchen. And I was like, oh, sure, yeah, I'll come. So I went to the soup kitchen with this group of people. It was pretty nice. And then I'm hanging out, and this guy comes up to me, and he's like, hey, could I ask you a favor? And I was like, sure, yeah, what's up? He's like, you mind walking with me to that dark alley over there between the buildings? And I'm just like, what? No, I will not walk with you to the dark alley over there between the buildings. It's an odd thing to ask someone. Pretty much just asked for permission to rob me, but I almost wanted to let him rob me. I mean, I was flattered. It was like so nice of you for asking, but yeah, so I woke up starving. Now you might ask, why were you starving, Alex? Well, I'll tell you, because I had to get rid of half of my food about 5 days back, so the calorie rations were really tight, and I'm glad I got rid of that food, because one night I accidentally left my multivitamins out, and those were attacked by a bear, and those are just pills. It's like not even food. So yeah, having a sack of bread and peanut butter would have been very dangerous, and I can only pack what'll fit in the canister at this point. But it wasn't enough, and yesterday I only had 800 calories for the whole day, and because I've also been sick the past couple days, so I had to take today off. It wasn't a planned day off, and I'm a little bit annoyed because mistakes at this point in the game could be detrimental. So I just got to do a little bit better going to Whitehorse. I think I have enough food, but at this point, weight loss is inevitable. I can't eat the amount of calories I need to maintain weight anymore. There's just not enough around. But that's okay. We're having fun. Yeah, so I also have to be more strategic now about where I set up my tent. Obviously, food and bike parked at least a quarter mile away. But also now I'm kind of concerned because there's just herds of buffalo, like hundreds of buffalo running full speed at random times, and I'm just like, am I gonna get trampled in my sleep by a herd of buffalo?
I never thought it'd come to this.
Hey, Ralphie. Oh, wow. You looking for the C4C? I'm just gonna wait. Like, I can't think of anything worse than just waking up as you're being trampled. It just sounds awful. But I've never heard of that happening, so fingers crossed. Let's see, what else? Oh, it is 11:30 p.m. As you can see, it's still light out. It doesn't get dark anymore. I'm so far north. I could bike without lights till about 1 in the morning, and then it gets dark, but not completely dark. And pretty soon it'll just be pure daylight all the time. Yeah, that's it. I hope you all stay safe. Bye. Oh, also one more thing. I'm gonna lose service as soon as I leave this town, so I'll be off the grid for another anywhere from 3 to 5 days. I'm not really sure when I'll have service again. so just wanted to give you a heads up. Okay, now stay safe, bye.
Leaving the town of Watson Lake was very difficult. My bike was breaking down and I was becoming very sick. It was 2 days after leaving that I met this man, Erez. Erez found me when I was very sick and gave me an acupuncture in the woods. I'm going to read my journal entry from that night. My health has been declining. On day 63, exhaustion hit its peak. I set up camp that night and was in my tent for 14 hours. Upon exiting the tent, I was struck by intense dizziness. I sat for a moment, then made my way to the tree where I hung an extra bag of food. The food was gone. Disappointing. I went back to the tent, still too weak to bike, and slept for 4 more hours. I woke up to footsteps and found this man hiking around and getting stoned. We talked for a while and I explained my situation. The man, Erez, is a doctor. He began asking about my symptoms. I told him about the typical sick stuff I had going on as well as the intense fatigue. But more concerning for me, I explained that the day before I had my closest bear encounter yet. It was behind a bush and I didn't see it until I was right in front of it, maybe 8 feet away. Unlike my previous encounters, my body did not respond appropriately. I had no noticeable increase in heart rate, no fight or flight, nothing. I just grabbed my spray and stood there apathetically. He did an examination. My pulse was weak, and by the look of my tongue he could tell something was off. He asked if I had been unusually emotional lately. Yes. He said that without blood work, he can diagnose with 80% confidence that it was kidney yang deficiency, a condition where extreme physical overexertion leads to a hormonal imbalance, notably a decrease in adrenaline production. He took 6 pills out of a Ziploc bag and handed them to me. They are made of a Chinese root. He said to take 3 at a time, but not before sleep, as they will give me a lot of energy. He said to save them for if I feel like that again. He had needles in his pack and offered to do an acupuncture. Said it would help. Before starting, he took out some whiskey. He said as a medical professional this would be bad for my condition, but he jokingly said medicine aside I could probably use some. I smacked some back and let him give me an acupuncture. Erez grew up in Nigeria and then moved to England where he went to medical school. Now he lives in a remote region of Thailand. He invited me to visit one day and I promised I would. I am thankful I met him.
Hello everyone, welcome to another vegan fairy tale. So the day I left Watson Lake, I had 11 flat tires. So I spent most of the day just trying to figure out what the heck was wrong with my bike. Turns out there were some cracks in the wheel itself, and that was pinching the inner tube. So I taped the inside of the wheel and was rolling for about 7 miles before I got a big gash in my tire. It's completely unrelated. It was just very unlucky circumstance. So I had to finagle the bagel, put some rubber cement on the tire, closed it, put some patches on it, and it kind of worked. That ghetto surgery worked for a little bit. Now there's just like a slow leak, so every couple of miles I have to repump it up, but I'm not gonna risk taking it off yet because in Whitehorse I'll be able to get a new wheel and new tires and everything I need. And as far as this goes, the human body hasn't been doing that well. As you guys will see, I'll post in a few minutes, but I lost the day entirely. I just spent the whole day laying in my tent because I was pretty sick. And luckily a doctor just happened to be hiking by and gave me an acupuncture out of nowhere. That was bizarre, but I think his treatment kind of worked. I felt better the next day, and I feel pretty good today too. Obviously nowhere near where I was, but I'm hoping I'm in the upward swing and we're getting back to normal. So that's good. So right now I'm in Teslin, small little town in the Yukon Territory. If all goes well, I'll be in Whitehorse, which is the big city, tomorrow. But if the bike breaks down and can no longer be ridden, I'm close enough now where I know I could push it on foot and not risk any serious injury. So in the event that I had to do that, it could be 5 to 7 days where you won't hear from me. But gotta hope for the best, but mentally be prepared for the worst, you know? So yeah, but honestly, I expected nothing less from the Yukon Territory. This is the part of the ride that I was most interested in, you know, seeing how I would handle it, and I'm pretty happy. It's like exciting in a weird way, type 2 fun. So yeah, I'm excited to get to Whitehorse. I'm feeling good enough to keep going. Stay safe, everybody.
So some things I should clarify. I did not take the pills Erez gave me. I was heavily advised not to by people who saw the video on Instagram, and I agreed, so I did not take those. We recently got back in touch. In October, I looked him up on Google and found an art page. I didn't know he was an artist as well, and I was able to get his email, and we've been in contact on WhatsApp and have been talking ever since. Now, the Yukon Territory was really hard, but there are certain people I met in the Yukon Territory that were so unique and inspired me more than I could have imagined. We'll start with Tyler Thompson. The next day after receiving my acupuncture, I met this man at the Continental Divide. He was riding his bicycle from Prudhoe Bay to Key West, Florida. That's right, the exact same bike ride as me in the opposite direction. We hung out and talked for a while and exchanged tales of the roads ahead. The second man, Zale, pulled over on the side of the road while I was biking. Now you remember my friend Aroon from Subway? Zale stopped in that Subway and Aroon told him to look out for me. And then when Zale found me in the Yukon Territory, he pulled over to the side of the road and we talked for about 2 hours. He grew up on Kodiak Island in Alaska, where the Special Operation Forces Cold Weather Maritime Training Facility is located. This is where the Navy SEALs complete their cold weather maritime training. It is this, along with some other things, that prompted him to dream of one day becoming a Navy SEAL. Now, he got me at a time when I was feeling kind of down, and he gave me the pep talk of a lifetime. And he also had a lot of guns in the car. So he gave me a tour, and he told me everything I need to know about guns, which was extremely helpful because as soon as I was going to cross the Alaska border, I was going to buy a gun. And to have his advice really helped. The third man, Marcel, passed me as I was repairing a flat tire. He pulled over, and once he did, I noticed that he also had a flat. The coincidence was funny, and we spent some time talking and repairing our bikes. Marcel was from Germany and was recently dumped by his girlfriend, so he got a one-way ticket to Anchorage, Alaska, and was riding his bike all the way to Newfoundland. I want to share one thing I wrote in my journal. I wrote, "The Yukon is a place where weirdos like me congregate to do ridiculous bouts of exercise for no reason. It sucks, but I love it here. I found a place where I fit in, a place that inspires me every day to keep pushing." I really was inspired by these people in a weird way. But yeah, I eventually made it to Whitehorse. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. The bike just barely made it to Whitehorse. I'm here. I just got it fixed at the bike shop. And it wasn't really, I didn't really get it fixed. It was a very easy fix. I just needed a new tire. But I did get a bunch of flats today. I was just inventing new ways to keep air in a tire. Just finagled one hell of a bagel, but I got it done. It got here in one piece. I got here in one piece. What else was I gonna say? I encountered my first grizzly bear. And it was like the worst case scenario. I was riding and I see a little cub come onto the shoulder of the road and is running straight at me. And if you don't know, a grizzly cub is bad news because that means there's a big mama waiting to attack you. So I ditched the bike, bailed. I was hiding like off the side of the road in some bushes, and I'm just sitting there and I'm watching this little baby run by, and it was so cute. It looked like a little teddy bear. And then shortly after, you just see the big mama grizzly walk by, and it was a pretty stressful situation until I realized that like they didn't know I was there. And then it was epic. Then I could just watch them do their thing, and it was pretty cool. You know, don't move or you'll get killed, but you know, enjoy the zoo type of experience. Yeah, now I'm just gonna, bike is fixed, gonna find a motel or something to sleep and shower. I'm pretty filthy, and yeah, then we'll go from there. Stay safe, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. This is a fairy tale you do not want to miss because I'm going to answer some burning questions that you all may have. So some of you know my roommate Jordan Sakala, #1 Bala. This whole time I've been riding my bike, he's been traveling the world. He's gone all over Africa, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia. Now he's in Indonesia doing whatever it is Jordan does. And a week ago we were FaceTiming, and he's lying on a lounge chair with a fancy drink and a kitten. And he's like, dude, this life is great. I just need to do something more extreme. So I jokingly said, all right, come pick me up in Alaska. And he is. He got a one-way ticket from Indonesia to New York. So he's going to go to New York, go to my house, spend a few days with my parents and my sister and my brother. Then he's going to take my truck and drive to the top of Alaska to pick me up. And then the plan is to, I guess, drive back to New York so I can see my family and friends and whatnot, everybody there, and then I have to drive back to Boulder. And the funny thing is, we don't even have a place to live next year because our summer plans are so ridiculous. We didn't even sign a lease. So we'll be camping for the whole year, but it's for another fairy tale. And now, as far as how much I have left, I have 1,083 miles to the finish line, so still quite a ways to go, and it gets a lot more difficult after this. But I'm looking to crank up the mileage significantly, leaving Whitehorse to get to Fairbanks as quick as possible. That's the next big city, and I'm only 300 miles away from Alaska, and I can't wait to have Florida to Alaska under my belt. That'll be pretty cool. So before I wrap up this fairy tale, I gotta say thanks to this guy Mike. When I got to Whitehorse, he reached out to me and treated me to dinner, which is super awesome. So yeah, thank you, Mike. And to everyone else, stay safe. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. I hit the jackpot tonight. I set up camp right next to a river. So I have an unlimited supply of water in the morning, which means I could go to bed hydrated, fully hydrated, which is a luxury out here. I think that's it. Stay safe, everybody.
Day 73, a special day. Today, I would cross the Alaskan border. I made it to Alaska.
Just going for a bike ride.
Where are you going to head to?
Prudhoe Bay.
How long does it take you to get up here from Florida?
73 days.
Just you, no support team, no nothing?
Yep, just me.
Good ride, be safe.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. I am your host, Alexander Peckoff, but out in the wild they call me Tyrannosaurus Flex, king of the jungle, slayer of bullshit, certified vegan.
So I gotta say, it feels really, really good to be in Alaska. When I first crossed the border, I like tried to hold the tears back. I'm like, you gotta save them for Prudhoe Bay. And then once I got service and I posted it, and I've been getting so much support from all you guys, and it really does mean a lot. Just getting messages from all my friends and family, and even people I haven't talked to in years are behind this, and it just, I don't know, it really motivates me, and it's awesome. So thank you guys. But yeah, I got those messages, and then I biked a little bit more, and then Closer by the Chainsmokers came on, and I just like had to lose it for like a few minutes. So I just got like emotional, like looked at the mountains, and I was like, all right, we're back on track. We're pushing now to the next border, which is the Arctic Circle. We're getting close. We're less than 300 miles from there. And then once we get to the Arctic Circle, paved roads end, and I have a very long dirt road to Prudhoe Bay. And I've heard, like from locals, I've heard horror stories about that road. Like people look at my bike and they're like, your bike's not going to make it on that road. And I'm like, well, I'm going to make it on that road, regardless of whether the bike does. At that point, I'm willing to run it if I have to, but hopefully that's not the case. But yeah, I'll go over my strategy for that road. I'm still kind of, editing it and figuring it out. And yeah, so that'll be another fairy tale. But for now, stay safe, everybody. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. Just stopped to set up camp for the night. And today was a pretty interesting day. I was low on water last night, so this morning I ran out of water. And it wasn't until mile 25 I found this river, a nice gray river. So I was scrambling through the bush to try to access it, and I just couldn't. There was a big cliff and the bush was too thick. So as I'm coming out, this guy pulls over and he asked what I was doing, and I told him, and then he explained that you can't go near silt rivers because if you fall in, the silt will get in your clothes and drag you straight to the bottom, and there's no recovery from that. So yeah, I'm glad he told me that because that's not something I knew. And he said it's really dangerous. Yeah, so don't go near the rivers with silt in them, people. It's not safe. So I was talking to this guy, and he just has spent most of his life dealing with Alaskan worst-case wilderness scenarios. For a while, he was a bear guard, so he would just guard scientists from bears while they did research. So we were talking a lot about bear safety, and I showed him the bear spray, obviously. And he said the bear spray is not ideal because if there's any sort of headwind and you spray it, the spray is going to come right back at you and blind you. So I guess you just won't have to watch the bear maul you, which is, I don't know, it's kind of shitty. But so down to business, he told me I should get a shotgun, told me like the exact type and ammo that could take out a bear. So normally you don't need to kill it, you could just kind of like shoot around it and it'll run off. Said it's more effective than bear spray. I don't have one at the moment. I'm not going to get one yet because I have a place to stay tomorrow, and they're strangers and they have kids, and it's already a weird first impression. I'm kind of I haven't showered in a week. I biked here from Florida. I'm a vegan. It's just like a very weird way to meet somebody. And if I just have a shotgun on my back, like no parent is going to be like, oh yeah, come into my house. So yeah, I didn't get a shotgun. Yeah, so I'm holding off on the shotgun for now. I might get one in Fairbanks. I want to talk to some more people because this guy, he literally deals with the worst case scenarios all the time. So obviously he's going to say get a shotgun, but I want to talk to like normal Alaskan people and see what they think before I buy something like that. But yeah, it was good. I got to pick his brain. I was like, so when you have people that come out here and just try to rough it in the wilderness, what are like the things that kill them usually? And he was able to like tell me all the mistakes that people make that get them in trouble. So I will try not to make those mistakes. Yeah, because pretty soon I'm going to be up north, and it's going to be the most desolate part of the trip. And so I want to be ready. So I'm glad I met him. And yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. Stay safe, everybody. This guy Wyatt met me in the Walmart parking lot in Fairbanks.
Yep.
And he's going to show me how to use this thing.
All right.
So basically all you do is you just put the bullets in there, all 6, close it up, and this is a double action, so all you do is pull the trigger. You can also, you can just pull the hammer back, and then it's a more accurate mode to shoot this way. If you pull the hammer back, then you don't have to pull the trigger so far back. And it doesn't hurt these to dry fire them. Make sure it's not loaded. So you can see that if you just do the single action, you can pull it and the trigger's already back there. So if you got time to aim, you want to, I always do it. It's a lot easier to do it that way because you got less trigger pull.
But in the event that you're being charged,
it'll shoot like that.
Okay.
It'll shoot 6 as fast as you can pull the trigger. So and that's basically. And then once you shot, you're gonna have your shells in here, and you just push this little guy, and it'll eject the shells for you.
Oh, sick.
So like I said, this one's pretty accurate. The longer barrels are nicer in that aspect. Other than that, basic gun rules. Always keep it pointed in a safe direction. Don't store it loaded if you're not, planning on using it. If it's, hey, we got calm down, goofballs. My helpers. But yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
Okay, what do we have there?
Angry face. Sad face.
Oh.
Happy face.
Yay!
I want to show you something, Alex.
All right, show me. Wow, what are you doing? So this is the house I stayed in Fairbanks, Alaska. You remember Titus and Ethan from North Dakota?
We live in North Dakota and it is freezing cold here. Do not live here.
Well, their mom reached out to her friend in Fairbanks who took me in for 2 nights. I've never seen a mother walk outside with a gun.
It just goes really fast.
Squirrel.
I'm not sure if you can see it. What? Okay. Oh no, it went down.
What's so bad about the squirrels?
They dig in your trash.
Oh.
No, it's just because they make a lot of sound. Did you get it? No. Oh. Oh, there's right there. Be quiet.
So it was at their house that I made my final preparations to leave and go into the Arctic Circle. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Vegan Fairy Tales. This is a very important episode and it will likely be the last one for a very long time. I'm entering a big dead zone with no cell service, the biggest one yet. Here's a map of that. So yeah, likely there will be no more posts or vegan fairy tales until I hit the finish line. And it's going to be a long time because the conditions are not so good. So if I get those texts like, hey Alex, it's been a while, are you alive? And I'm not going to respond. And it's not because you were talking shit about my mom or I don't like you or any of that. There's just simply no society and no cell phone towers, and I have no way of seeing or getting in contact with anyone. So other news, I did buy a gun today. Everyone I talked to out here said it would be foolish to go up north and not have one. The wildlife is just can be significantly more aggressive, so I do have one. I went to the shooting range to practice, and the recoil took a little bit of getting used to. But I eventually got the hang of it.
I can hardly stand the heat, soaking underneath the sheet.
So yeah, this part of the ride is going to be very difficult. It's going to be the hardest yet. I'm leaving here tomorrow morning to push to the Arctic Circle, and yeah, I'm going into the wild. Now, in other news, my roommate Jordan left New York about an hour ago. So he's on his way to Alaska. So yeah, thank you, Jordan. And yeah,
yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be the most wild experience I've ever had. Definitely the most rigorous 7 to 15 to 20 days, depending on if I have to run, of my life. But it's going to be exciting. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to do something like this. So, yeah, I guess this is goodbye. I'll see you all in Prudhoe Bay. Stay safe. So when the pavement ended, it became clear very quickly that my trailer was not going to survive on this road. The mud was too deep. So with 410 miles to go, I ditched all my sleeping gear. It's July 26, 2019. Ditching the trailer, all my camping gear, and everything that I feel isn't absolutely essential. Got it all locked up here. Got a note for Jordan in case he finds this before I get to Prudhoe. Peace out. It's been real. Sleeping is a whole new challenge now. Obviously the temperatures are colder, and I no longer have a sleeping bag or pad or tent. And I had to get rid of my bear canister too, so I have nowhere to really put my food. So to help defend myself from the bears, I play music throughout the whole night. And I had to be creative and think, you know, what is the most obnoxious, most repulsive sound ever created by humankind? And I just put that song on loop. So I kind of don't really sleep at night anymore. I just sleep in 3-hour shifts because that's really all my body can handle, because I just wake up shivering. So I do 3 hours of sleep and then just ride as far as I can. And that's why I'm mixing up the days so much. Sunday, July 28th, 2:17 p.m. I just spent the past 4 hours sleeping here. And it is time to go to bed for a little bit. And I got my gun right there for worst case scenarios. And of course, my man Usher and Lil Jon always out here to protect me. I'm safe, I'm happy. She had me feeling like she's ready to blow. Oh, she's saying come get me. So I got up. July 30th, 11:35 p.m. My circadian rhythm has been completely destroyed, but I love it. You could do whatever, whenever. that road was hard. Definitely a dumb idea to not have any sleep system. I just didn't sleep well. It was freezing. The ground was hard. So it took a lot out of me. I wasn't recovering well, and I'm a new level of exhausted. But
Alex,
feels...
how do you shoot this thing?
Oh shit, Jordan! What'd you get here?
Hey! Move! Just got here like an hour ago, maybe?
Flip.
August 1st, 4:31 a.m., Prudhoe Bay, Alaska. I made it.